which Benedict Cumberbatch seems to be able to pull off very well. I mean, we've seen him more recently in the Doctor Strange films, serious sorcerer of the magic of the magician's realm or whatever the fuck. What is it called? Is it the magician? What realm is?
It's like a fucking geek.
Isn't he like? But is.
So we get a trailer here, The Courier, which is the quick synopsis is it's a Cold War spy, Greenville Wine, I believe. Wayne? I don't know how you pronounce that. And his Russian source tried to put an end to the Cuban Missile Crisis. This is directed by Dominic Koch, written by Tom O'Connor, and stars Benedict Cumberbatch, okay, look, just some other people whose names I cannot pronounce. And then it's released on March 19th of 2019. So we are going to quick react to this here trailer. Okay, here we go.
Sounds like work.
No, tell them I'm in my chair.
Yes, he's just walked in.
This is unexpected. I can't believe I'm actually having lunch with spies. I'm just a salesman.
Exactly. You're civilians. The KGB won't be watching.
It would be a real service to Great Britain.
What do you want me to do? I'm here to open a door to the top manufacturers in the West. Will I be putting myself in danger?
If this mission was the least bit dangerous, you really are the last man we'd send.
Make sure you wear it while you're in Moscow.
What does this do? Shoot poison darts?
Everyone you meet, assume they're KGB. Every Russian is an eye of the state.
You'll just be a courier.
Just a courier for Russian secrets.
From now on, you will be selling one thing. The idea that you are an ordinary businessman and nothing more than an ordinary businessman.
The weapons of war must be abolished before they abolish us.
I am asking you to stop going to Moscow. I am asking you as your wife.
I didn't want you to be involved. What if I get caught? Then execute me, correct?
We can't get him out. If things were the other way around, handcuffs would abandon you.
He would never leave me to die, and I'm not leaving him. I'm volunteering to bring back the best source of Soviet intelligence you got at a time where Russia and America are on the brink of nuclear war.
Maybe we're only two people. But this is how things change.
Intriguing, for sure. So I genuinely do enjoy like psychological, like spy thriller movies, right? I generally do not like kind of like time period pieces where like this movie's set during a particular period of time. Like, what is this? Like, was it the Cold War?
Yes. So this is kind of set. I think in like the. I'm going to get my history wrong here, but in between like the 60s, 70s, somewhere around there, right? When like the Russian, the Cuban, the Cuban Missile Crisis. I believe that was during like JFK time period, right? So I think that would set this like around the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, see, like that whole period of time, I don't really give a fuck about. So like, you know, I don't really care about like that
what time
time,
period
right?
do you
like,
care about is the question.
Between 2010 and now is the only time.
That doesn't even include when you were born.
Yeah, listen, you know, somebody asked me the other day, right? This somebody is a white person. She was like, "Oh, what period in time in history would you go back to?" And I'm like, "Yesterday. That's as far back as I want to go." You know? Well, you know what? No, I'd probably go back to 2010 just to like not fuck up not take out all those student loans that I took out.
Yeah.
But like that's
and
a completely different thing, right?
Bitcoin, as you keep liking,
Exactly.
to bring up.
And Bitcoin, Tesla, Amazon, and all that shit, right?
Well, you might be a little too late on Amazon, but yeah, Bitcoin for sure.
No. In 2010, Amazon wasn't as healthy.
It wasn't what it was, but it was in the realm of it might not have been a
all I needed was like 10 shares. 10 by then, sell now. I'm good. But anyway, so like, but what intrigues me about this movie is like, you know, the psychological spy thriller. I generally like these types of movies. I also like that this movie seemed to have a little bit of like charm and a sense of humor about it, which Benedict Cumberbatch seems to be able to pull off very well. I mean, we've seen him more recently in the Doctor Strange films. We've seen him in like Endgame. And even though his character Doctor Strange is like more of like a serious sorcerer of the magic of the magician's realm or whatever the fuck. What is it called? Is it the magician? What realm is?
It's like a fucking geek.
Isn't he like? But isn't he the protector of like the Earth realm?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Just proceed. I don't know what you're trying to get to.
Doctor Strange, isn't he like the sorcerer of like the Earth's realm or some shit like that?
Sure, why not? Let's
proceed. You don't pay attention, Tune. Okay. You got to know this shit. So anyway, so he's a magician, he's a sorcerer, whatever. But he still is like very witty and charming, and like his sense of humor it is sharp and it plays well to that character. And I think he does it well in a lot of his films. He has like this very like serious kind of demeanor, but he still happens to be funny. I feel like that's going to come across in this movie. This movie looks pretty good, looks interesting. As long as I don't have to pay fucking $19.99 for this movie, I'll watch it.
Fair enough. So I actually really enjoyed seeing Rachel Brosnahan, I believe. I might be not pronouncing that correct, but she's actually obviously the main actress in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which I started to watch. We're in like I think season 2 right now. But I think she's a great actress, man. It's weird how like, and you talked about this being a timepiece and how you usually don't like it, dude. She gets typecasted in these so fucking much. In these like sort of like period pieces. And I don't know, like she was just in a movie recently and I think it was I'm Your Woman. That's what it was called. And it was kind of like set in like, I think the 70s or 80s. But it's almost like they're just like, yeah, no, you cannot act in anything from your own time period. I'm sorry. We just refuse. It's like once you get typecasted into that specific thing, then you're not. Anyways, so it was great seeing her in the trailer for this. Benedict Cumberbatch is always going to be Benedict Cumberbatch. Really, anything that he's in, he's going to knock out of the park. Whether you'll enjoy the actual movie or not is always a mystery. But he's always great in anything that he does. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. This story looks interesting, which again I'm kind of with you, which is like you can usually miss me with these fucking like Cold War era like espionage type situations. I really don't affiliate. I really don't
identify with it.
I don't identify with them. I don't really have any sort of like I can't relate to them really at all. So it's hard for me to like really sort of like enjoy them. I know there's shout out to my man Dan. He loves that shit. So this I would assume would be I need to ask him personally, but I would assume this would be something more up his alley. But all that being said, it actually looked pretty decent. So that was our reaction to The Courier. And so leave comments below, what you thought about the trailer for Benedict Cumberbatch's new film. With that, we will move on to our second trailer that we're going to do here.